When you first joined, where were you at monthly with retainers?
I think I had one client at like 2000 and that was it. I'll be at 10K this month.
What's like your next goal?
20K month. If you do have limiting beliefs, bring them up to Julian. He can help you. Obviously, what was your saying? Life happens. Life be lifing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, if you do go through some stuff, Julian's systems work. So as much as you want to hold yourself back, actually implementing what he teaches you definitely works.
Yo, Casey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Julian? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Chilling, man. Doing amazing.
That's good to hear. So, can you let the audience know who you are?
Yeah, so my name is Casey. I own my own video marketing agency. And I texted Julian, what was that, August,
Yeah, it
November?
was it was August. Yep.
Yeah, so I texted him in August. I work with a business coach and I'm in the BNIs. I'm doing everything possible, but I'm not seeing results. I mean, my other business coach is great. She helps me with the back end things, but I felt like I needed somebody to give me, actionable steps within my niche. So that's when I texted Julian. I was like, I need your help. Him and I talked previously, and then, I pulled the trigger and we started working in August. I think I was your first. I saw your ads pop up. I'm pretty sure I was like your first guy to reach out, right?
Yeah, you're legit the first person that reached out and the first sales call, but you didn't commit the first time we talked.
That's right. That's right. We had the first meeting. I didn't commit, and then I continued to do my traditional ways, BNI, all that thing. Um, and then I got to a point I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. So that's when I texted you again. And then, yeah, started working. And then that night we hopped on the group call. And then I think you and I met briefly afterwards and you gave me a DM script. And I'm pretty sure that next day I closed my first real estate agent for like 1,200 bucks a month or something crazy.
Yeah.
And then from there, got into some personal things. So I couldn't really utilize, what you were teaching me. So I was like, I don't know. I just had a weird point. Just got out of that, kind of got my motivation back. And then now I'm utilizing the things you taught me back then and hoping to do about 17,000 in March gross revenue.
That's fire, bro. So let's just get the money question out the way first, because I know a lot of people want to know that. So when you first joined, where were you at monthly with retainers?
I don't think I had any retainers when I started. I think I had one client at like 2000 and that was it.
Okay,
And
2000.
then from there, I closed that 34.97. So I was at like 5K. I think I hit six. I think my best month was like 7K. And then that's when I kind of got into that little pit. And so, yeah, I was starting around 2 to 3, jumped up to 7, had to, take some personal time off. And then now at 17, hopefully next month.
Yeah, and where are you at like right now, this very moment?
Let me look actually.
Let's pull up the Stripe.
Yes, sir. So this month, and this was all like the first 2 weeks of the month, 6K. And then
6K?
but I have like 5 client meetings. So I'll be at 10K this month.
Sweet. So you'll be at 10K this month, and you're projected to be at like 17K in March?
Yeah, I already have. So some of the clients,
Oh, that's weird.
I do not know what happened. My computer screen just went black. That was weird.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, now I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry, what was your question?
I was saying, so where are you at like today?
6 grand, and that was like all closed within the first 2 weeks. And then, like I said, off that video ad, I have a client meeting or a potential client meeting right after this, and then I have about 4 others this month.
Nice. So you're projecting that by March to be at about 17K?
Yeah, so some of the clients I've already closed wanted to start in March, so I have 6,000 or right around 7,000 already lined up for March.
Oh,
All
in
in-
addition to the 6K already?
Yeah. So this is all like previous clients, and then I already have 6K locked in for March. So I'm already at 12K for March.
Bro, that's fire.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So tell us about your background. Like, how did you even get into content?
So I started back in 6th grade. I was in just, video production. It was a school news, so it was like something stupid, but that's where I kind of learned how to edit and film. I was like the news anchor, and then I would also be behind the camera, editing my own segments and things. That's how I kind of got into the videographer space. And then from there, would film just random things off my phone, family trips, all that stuff. Got into high school, stopped filming. Like right before that, I got my first camera, but it was whatever. It was just kind of just like a hobby. Got into high school, started playing basketball. And then COVID hit, and then I met one of my good friends now that got me back into filming. So then we went, got back into school, would film. I think I got my first paid gig with my school baseball team, filming all their games. Met a music, he made music on the team, the football team. Met him, started doing his music videos, and then just jumped around, met a bunch of people, and then ended up getting an editing job with Vic Blends. So that was like my first social media kind of space. All the other stuff was just freelance, random things, and then meeting Vic, I did all of his videos, and then from there, kind of thought, okay, well, maybe I can do social media, videos for other people, and then that's kind of right around the time I met with you and all that stuff. So yeah,
Is Big
pretty.
Lance? He's like a TikToker, right?
He's the guy. Yeah, he does the public haircuts, tatted, does
Okay,
motivation
cool.
stuff.
That's
Yeah. So
dope.
yes, sir.
So what about and how old are you again? You're 19, right? Or are you
I'm
20
20
now?
in March. Yeah,
So
still
you're
nice.
turning 20 in March, bro. You're like essentially you're probably gonna be in the 1% right now for your
Yeah,
age.
yeah, 100%.
How does that feel? Was college in the plans or
Oh yeah, so during COVID, I was planning on going to Clemson for engineering. I got a small scholarship to do that. So, yeah, I was dead set gonna move to the East Coast to go to Clemson, and then COVID, in a way, was kind of a blessing. Kind of steered me off into filming again. But yeah, I was dead set on going to engineering. But yeah, crazy stuff.
yeah, bro. At 19, I think I was like selling knives, bro, Cutco knives.
Yeah,
And you're over here about that 17K.
yeah, it's
Like
pretty rough.
imagine you at 30. Like I don't know if you can see that far in advance, but
Yeah, no, I'm
just
I'm hoping to do some pretty big things. So.
yeah, like this is just a start, bro. So tell me, so you're working with the barber, and then you see one of my ads, right?
Yeah, so I was working part-time as well within that, and then I was able to go full-time with filming in April. Most of it was just freelance one-off things. Um, right around that time, I started working with my business coach. She helped me get stable just in the back end things. But again, she wasn't in my industry. Still helped out a ton. And then I just felt like I also needed somebody that was in my industry that kind of understood me. And then yeah, I saw your ads, followed you, and then we just kind of stalk your page every once in a while, and then yeah.
So tell me, like, what about what I was speaking on made you want to work with me?
Well, right around the same time, I was trying to go all in real estate stuff. So I was working with an agency, real estate agency. That's kind of how it was. That it was him, and then Vic Blend. So that was like my income, and I was like, oh, bet, like the industry of real estate videographers doing social media stuff was low. So I felt like the barrier to entry was something I could handle. And so you were calling real estate videographers out right around the same time I was trying to work with real estate agents. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's perfect. And then I was just also at a point where um, didn't know who I wanted to work with or what I really wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do social media marketing for agents. I just didn't know how to do it.
Hmm. Makes sense. So, and you were like, you said you're in BNI and you were networking before that, right?
Yeah, so I just joined BNI like that same month. I think you and I had that first conversation. Wasn't seeing anything from it right away. I mean, obviously now that I know the people, I'm kind of getting some jobs from them. But yeah, I didn't really wasn't marketing myself. I wasn't branding myself. I would post random videos here and there. Um, so yeah, I just needed some actionable things that I could use.
Makes sense. And you said after our essentially like our first call, you were able to book someone that day, right?
Yeah, I reached
So
out to a bunch of, sorry to cut you off. I reached out to a bunch of agents with your DM script, and then one of them like he knew me from like a mutual connection. It was like a three-way web of people, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've actually heard of you." I was like, "Oh cool," and then booked him, and then closed them that next day. I'm pretty sure.
Bro, that's fire. So what about like the systems in particular do you think has helped you the most? Like what were you doing before versus now?
I think the personal brand that you push, like again, I wasn't doing anything to utilize that. I was just posting my work here and there. Nobody really knew my face. Um, So I think the video strategies you helped us create, like what to say, how to say it, the scripts that you had us implement, and then obviously the ad strategy has been killing it. So
Yeah, tell me about that, bro, because I've been begging you for forever to run ads. And for some reason you didn't, but you finally said, you know what? And you did it like on your own at your own pace, right? But you say, you know
yeah,
what? I'm gonna run these ads.
yeah. So
It,
go ahead.
and tell me like what happened from that, bro. Because the whole point of building brand, you already set the foundation because you were making videos, providing value. So you have a catalog of content that people can consume,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
once you started those ads, tell me what happened from that.
yeah. So taking you back to kind of when we first started. I didn't want to utilize my personal Instagram. I just didn't, I feel the need to. I don't know why. So I started a new Instagram, tried to post videos there, directed towards real estate agents. Instagram, I think, was going through a weird stage where they weren't pushing out those type of videos anymore. So my videos were just getting capped, wasn't seeing any results. It's kind of around the same time I fell into that little weird stage where I didn't want to work, kind of fell off. And then still in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I know Julian shit works because I'm seeing all these other people in the academy doing it. So I'm gonna do it. I just need to, get right mentally first. So yeah, going into January, I bulk filmed a bunch of things. Um, Kind of switched up the branding a little bit, was a lot more personal to myself. I feel like filming all those videos back then, I was kind of push something that I didn't really want to.
I feel like you're trying to go kind of corporate with it, but you're not
Yeah,
corporate. Yeah.
exactly. It was weird. Like I had, shirts made, polos made and stuff. So I don't think I was aligned with like who I was really trying to be. Um, and so yeah, I started filming things that I actually wanted to film, and I was marketing towards people that I actually wanted to work with. I think real estate agents are cool and they're fun to work with, but I also wanted to work with some, entrepreneurs and kind of help them build their personal brand. So I kind of switched my market as well, and started producing things that I actually wanted to. And I honestly wasn't like scripting the videos. I was kind of just answering questions. Like I had my dad because he's high up in a business, so I had him ask me questions on what a business owner would ask with marketing. So then I just set up my camera and answered those questions. So it just felt a lot more natural. And then with that, I started posting those videos, and then ran the same ad strategy that you taught a few months ago. And then almost immediately, right when the ad started running, it got people following me, DMing me. There was this one girl, she happened to be a photographer and she worked with like entrepreneurs. So she commented on my video, and I just hit her with a little DM and I said, "Hey, thanks for the engagement." She texts me back and says, "Yeah, I love your work. I'm gonna connect you with one of my clients." I was like, "All right, cool." Didn't really think anything from it. The next day I get a text from this girl. She's an entrepreneur, dietitian. I'm in North Carolina, but I can fly anywhere, she says. I'm like, all right, cool. Um, didn't again think anything from it. Ended up closing her for 24.97. She's gonna fly to San Diego every month to work with
Bro,
me.
that's
Uh,
fire.
yeah, yeah. So it
She's
wasn't
from
even
where
about the
again?
initial, North Carolina.
So she's flying all the way from North Carolina to SD.
Mm-hmm.
So 24.99 plus she's paying for her travel and place and all that.
Yeah, because she was like, I've worked with videographers. Um, a lot of them are just bullshit. Like they don't produce the work they say they do. Like, let's work. I was like, all right, cool. So that was like somebody connected us, but again, that was for my ad. I had this one guy in San Diego text me. He invented, like, he was one of the founders on the first company. The watered like jetpacks, like you put on your feet.
Oh yeah.
So he like started one of the first companies to do that. He
Okay.
texted me, he said he wants to do work. He has like jobs in the Bahamas and shit, so that's gonna be a cool one. Close him. And then again, I have a book call right after this, and then I have a book call Wednesday. So yeah, like almost immediately. I think I only ran that video for the last week. And then
And we
I,
did the math, right? So you spent $300 on this ad so far.
Mhm.
And how
Yeah,
much have you made from that so far?
8,000.
$8,000.
Yeah.
Bro, see, here's the difference. So with cold outreach, remember before you would go to hashtags and
Mhm.
reach out to accounts?
Mhm.
When you do that, obviously it's a lot of effort, right? And now, and especially with Instagram's like filtering, it's really hard to get in touch with people.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
with ads, your perfect fit client finds you. You don't have to find them.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
position yourself as an authority by putting yourself out there. They come to your page and they see, wow, this guy's the real deal. The aesthetics cool, like everything. And because you're not scripting anymore, like I don't script any of my content anymore either.
Yeah.
Because if I can talk about it, that means I know about it. And then I can add
Exactly.
my own sauce to it rather than just reading some script. So the fact that you found your own voice, that you're being authentic, and you already had a catalog of videos proving that you're experienced, you're showing your past work too, right? And then
Yep.
you run an ad calling out your ideal client,
Yep.
and they see it, they come to your page, they're like, wow, this guy's dope.
Yeah, it's very powerful. And going back to kind of how I took a while to actually do it, if somebody is out there that hasn't been running ads, you got to start. And I think for me, it was almost like I wasn't ready for it, and so I was kind of limiting myself. And so now that I'm actually doing it and seeing results, I want to really go after it. So I think it was a big mindset shift for me too, to start producing things that I actually liked. Don't scripted videos, and I think scripting videos is works perfectly fine, but for me it just didn't feel natural. So yeah, it's pretty wild what running one ad can do.
Yeah, bro, and you're gonna want to put more once you start like really ragging in. Like it's really about the more you spend, the more you can make. It's pretty crazy. So would you say? So what has been like your biggest struggle during this process? You think?
From when we first started working, or like right now?
Yeah, from then to now.
I would say all of it, honestly. Figuring out what I wanted to do, who I wanted to market to, how to like fulfill the deliverables. I mean, I worked again with random people, but I didn't know how to set them up on monthly retainers. I didn't know how to invoice them. I didn't know how to do any of it really. So I would say steps A to Z, um, you helped me with, and yeah, I would say all of it.
And it's not even like really complicated, right? Like it's pretty
That's the
simple.
biggest thing, and that was like the oh shit. Like when that first meeting we had, you said do this, this, and this, and I was like what else? And you're like, that's it. And so it was that little switch of like not knowing anything to like, hey, here's how simple it is. And I was like, oh, okay. And so that made it a lot easier.
Yeah, because even for me, like when I make modules and stuff,
Hmm.
to me, I'm like, this is like super simple. Does this even work for people?
Yeah.
But it's the simplicity that makes it work. Like things don't have to be super complicated. Like they
Yeah.
don't have to be. It's just that you didn't know this information. Now you know this information. Here's how to do it.
Hmm.
It's really that simple. Like business doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I was kind of struggling with. Because I thought it was going to be hard. And so that was kind of limiting me from even taking a step out to do any of it. And then when you made it, hey, here's how easy it is, it's like, there's no way. And then you start doing it, and then it really is that easy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So what's your next goals, Casey? Let's say the next 6 to 12 months. Let's say by June and by December, where do you want to be?
So by June, I definitely want to be 20, 30K a month. I want to build out a team of mine, whether that's overseas or people locally, kind of depending on the budget and whatnot. By the end of the year, I want to get into my own studio and kind of make that into a business as well, renting it out to people if they don't want, me to film it. So um, I want to build out a team that I can work with for however long. I mean, obviously, if I'm going into business, I want to do it for life. So I want to build out a team and I want to build out a space that I enjoy working in. I love, my office. I'm adding things to it all the time. So I want to, again, just be able to create a space and something that I like doing, like I don't want my work to feel like work. So if I can use this to do that. Definitely one of my biggest goals.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being in this creative field,
Yeah,
is that we can be artists and get paid for it.
exactly.
And the next part though is that right now there's
Mm-hmm.
a gold rush of people who want to make content and who want to build the personal brands.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we are providing the shovels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very like we get to double end it because we get to help people build their brands while we
Mm-hmm.
also build our brands,
Yeah.
which makes us more valuable, right?
Yeah. Like
And everything
our
we do
like
for them, we learn and we can do for ourselves.
exactly. I was talking to my dad about that. Like we help people market their business and build their brands, which like simultaneously builds ours. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, like we're like this is a good opportunity because
Yeah.
demand is so high, but supply is so low.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that someone's willing to travel across the country to come work with you lets you know that there's not a lot of good people out here.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing too, I feel like was limiting me was like there's so many people out there that do the same exact thing that I do. But if you're good at what you do, and I would say I'm fairly talented and I've, been doing it basically my whole life, and that little thing just sets me apart. So that limiting belief of the fact that there's so many people out there, I don't think is true at all because like you said, like that girl's willing to, fly across the country, fly me out to wherever, like it's yeah, the competition is very low if you're good at what you do.
Yeah, and then add this on top, right? The competition is low if you're good at what you do, but then how many creative people who are actually good at what they do are putting themselves out there?
Yeah,
Because
that's
most creative people are bad at marketing and bad at business. They just want to be artists, right?
yeah,
But the fact that now you're putting yourself out there, you're clearing even more competition.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's also a big switch too, is turning from a creative into an actual business. And then also kind of breaking that wall down of filming because love my dad, but when I first started this thing, he was like, filming? Like, what are you talking about? You can't make filming and doing all that stuff into a business. This was high school. And so I kind of stuck with that. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can. Was gonna go to college, do the traditional route. And so especially now that I'm seeing results and people want it, that limiting belief of people aren't going to pay for this and you can't turn it into a business, once you break that down too, you'll see that there's a huge opportunity with this, especially within the next, 10 years.
Yeah.
Uh, this industry is going to be insane. And so times are switching and yeah, can definitely be turned into a business.
Yeah, it's when preparation meets opportunity.
Yep.
Because it wasn't always this easy, not even close.
Yeah.
But it's like we're lucky because everybody and their mom is promoting content. Like all these business coaches, all these like are you still there? It looks like you froze.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So like I feel like even if you just look at real estate, there's so many real estate coaches talking about, hey, you need to make content, you need to make content. All these businesses are making content. Gary Vee, content, Alex Ramosi, content. They're all saying content, content, content. But then these people haven't been making content for 10 years like you and I have.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come out like crap.
Yeah.
And they know that and then they get discouraged. But hey, if they have a little money, they could pay us to do it.
Exactly. Um, I started working with this business coach. He's built multiple eight-figure businesses, and I saw him posting like just phone videos, him talking, and he has a lot of good like information, but the way it was presented was kind of like, all right, no one's gonna watch this. So I actually reached out to him. This wasn't through an ad, but it was again through Instagram. And I was like, hey, like I see, you know some people that I know. You actually, mentored one of my friends. I see you trying to post content. Here's my business. This is what I do. He's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm in the market. Like I want to definitely level that up and kind of get my messaging clear. And yeah, I'm like on the same page. Had a call with him, kind of ran him through the process. I was like, I can help you format the messaging. I see that you kind of run on about things, so I can, we can shorten that. We can get scripts going, and then obviously we'll post it, edit it, and basically do everything for you. And that's exactly what he wanted. And so it was this guy that had the budget but didn't have the person, and so just me reaching out, closed me $1,500 a month.
There you go, because you're solving a rich person's problem. Those are the
Yeah,
best problems to solve.
Exactly.
You solve rich
Exactly.
people problems, you get rich. It's that simple.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what would be your best advice for anyone who's considering joining the Dreamers Academy?
Don't do what I did and get after it right away. If you do have limiting beliefs, bring them up to Julian. He can help you. Obviously, what was your saying? Life happens. Life be lifing.
Yeah, yeah.
But, if you do go through some stuff, um, Julian's systems work. So as much as you want to hold yourself back, actually implementing what he teaches you definitely works.
Cool. Well, thank you, bro. This was nice. I'm really
Yes,
happy
sir.
for you, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.